I want to speak to you about something I see happening in many lives right now. There is a stirring. There is a sense that something is shifting, even if you can't quite articulate what it is. There is a feeling that you are on the edge of something, that something is coming, that life as you know it is about to transform. And I sense something in you. I sense a weariness that comes from waiting, from hoping, from believing that change is possible while still being in the difficulty. I sense a quiet desperation, a silent question. Is it actually coming, or have I been fooling myself? Am I reading signs that don't exist, or is my life actually about to change? Many of you are in a waiting season. You've been faithful, you've been patient, you've been obedient, you've been doing the work, and you're beginning to wonder if the change you've been believing for is actually on the horizon, or if you've misunderstood something fundamental. But what if I told you that there are actual signs? What if I told you that change doesn't come without evidence? What if I told you that you can recognize when you're on the threshold? What if I told you that many of the things that feel like obstacles right now are actually signs that transformation is coming? This is what I want to talk about today. I want to help you recognize the 8 signs that your life is about to change for the better. And I want to tell you, if you're seeing these signs, if you're recognizing yourself in what I'm about to share, then yes, change is coming. Your life is about to be different. Not because you're wishing for it, but because something is actually shifting. God is moving. You are approaching a threshold, and the transformation you've been waiting for is closer than you think. Let me start by helping you understand something fundamental. I want to help you see that transformation always comes with signs. Change doesn't happen randomly. Change doesn't come from nowhere. Change is preceded by shifts, by patterns that begin to change, by movements that indicate something is about to happen. Think about the seasons. Before spring arrives, there are signs. The sun stays up longer, the temperature begins to warm, seeds that were dormant begin to crack open, the birds return. Spring doesn't come suddenly without warning. Spring comes with signs. And someone who knows what to look for can sense that spring is coming before it fully arrives. Your life is similar. Before major transformation comes, there are signs. And learning to recognize these signs is important because it helps you understand what's happening. It helps you know that you are not imagining things. It helps you stay in faith during the in-between time when the old has ended but the new hasn't fully arrived yet. Now, let me talk about the first sign that your life is about to change. The first sign is that you are becoming uncomfortable with the familiar. When you've been living a certain way for a long time, that way becomes comfortable. Even if it's not good for you, even if it's limiting you, even if it's beneath what you are capable of, it becomes familiar. Your mind adjusts, your expectations lower. You begin to believe that this is just how things are. But when change is coming, something shifts. You begin to feel uncomfortable with what was comfortable. What you accepted before, you no longer accept. What you tolerated before, you no longer tolerate. What you believed about your limitations, you are beginning to question. This discomfort is a sign. This is the sign that you are outgrowing your current circumstances. This is the sign that you are beginning to reach towards something bigger. This discomfort is not a problem. This discomfort is a sign that growth is happening. The second sign that your life is about to change is that you are beginning to think differently about yourself. For so long, you might have believed certain things about yourself. You might have believed you weren't capable. You might have believed you weren't worthy. You might have believed that certain things were impossible for you. These beliefs felt true. They felt like facts. But when transformation is coming, your thinking about yourself begins to shift. You begin to see yourself differently. You begin to question the old beliefs. You begin to imagine possibilities that you dismissed before. You begin to see potential in yourself that you hadn't recognized. This shift in self-perception is profound because how you see yourself determines how you act, and how you act determines what happens in your life. So when you begin to see yourself differently, when you begin to believe differently about yourself, change is inevitable. The third sign is that you are being separated from people, places, or patterns that don't serve your becoming. This is often the most painful sign but it's crucial. When you are about to transform, when you are about to step into something new, God often removes from your life the things that would prevent that transformation. This might be relationships. People you thought would be with you forever begin to drift away, or you begin to drift away from them. It's not always dramatic. Sometimes it's just a gentle separation. Sometimes people have conflicts and part ways, but the pattern is that people who aren't aligned with who you're becoming are no longer in your life. This might be places. A job that wasn't serving you ends. A living situation that was comfortable but limiting changes. You are no longer in the environment that was keeping you small. This might be patterns. Habits that you've had for years suddenly feel uncomfortable. Behaviors that were normal for you begin to feel wrong. You are being separated from the very things that were keeping you stuck. This separation often hurts, because even when we know something isn't serving us, there's comfort in the familiar. But this separation is a sign that something better is coming. This separation is God's way of clearing the ground for new growth. The fourth sign that your life is about to change is that you are becoming clearer about what you actually want. For a long time, you might have been unclear. You might have been following someone else's path. You might have been trying to be what others wanted you to be. You might have been confused about what actually matters to you. But when change is coming, clarity emerges. You become clearer about your values. You become clearer about what brings you alive. You become clearer about what you're willing to settle for and what you're not. You become clearer about the direction you want your life to go. This clarity is significant because it creates intention. When you know what you want, when you are clear about your direction, your actions begin to align with that direction. And when your actions align, you move toward your goals. When you move toward your goals, change happens. The fifth sign that your life is about to change is that you are being tested. Transformation doesn't come without testing. God tests your faith. God tests your commitment. God tests whether you actually believe what you say you believe. And these tests often come in the form of obstacles, difficulties, and challenges. So if you're facing challenges right now, if you're encountering obstacles, if things are not going smoothly, this might actually be a sign that change is coming. Because God wouldn't test you if the transformation wasn't already in motion. God tests to strengthen you, to prepare you for what's coming, to make sure you're ready. These tests might feel like punishment, but they are not. They are preparation. They are the final polishing before you step into your new life. They are God's way of ensuring that you're strong enough to carry what's coming. The sixth sign that your life is about to change is that you're developing new skills, learning new things, or being equipped in new ways. Sometimes these skills seem unrelated to what you think you want. You're learning something that seems unnecessary. You're developing a capacity that doesn't seem relevant to your current situation, but it's not random. It's preparation. God doesn't equip you with skills you won't need. If you are being given new abilities, if you are learning new things, if you are being trained in new ways, it's because you are about to step into a situation that will require those abilities. So if you are learning something new right now, if you're developing a skill that you didn't expect to develop, if you are being trained in something unexpected, pay attention. This is a sign that you are being prepared for something. This is a sign that change is coming. The seventh sign that your life is about to change is that your perspective is shifting. You're beginning to see situations differently. What used to upset you doesn't anymore. What used to seem impossible now seems possible. What used to seem like the end now seems like a beginning. Your entire perspective is shifting. This shift in perspective is profound because perspective shapes reality. Two people can face the exact same situation and have completely different experiences based on their perspective. So when your perspective is shifting, when you're seeing things differently, your entire life is about to shift because you're seeing it differently. This is a sign that you're being prepared for a new way of being. This is a sign that you're developing the consciousness that's required for the transformation that's coming. The eighth sign that your life is about to change is that you are experiencing a sense of expectancy, a sense that something is coming. You might not be able to explain it. You might not have evidence for it, but there's a feeling, a sense, an intuition that something is coming. There's an expectancy in your spirit. There's a knowing that you can't quite articulate, but it's there. This sense of expectancy is significant. This is your spirit recognizing what your mind hasn't fully comprehended yet. This is your intuition picking up on movement before it becomes visible. This is the sense that something is shifting even though the external circumstances haven't caught up yet. Pay attention to this sense. Trust this sense, because this sense is often the first indication that change is on its way. Now, these 8 signs often come together. You might be experiencing all of them or some of them. But when you see these signs, when you recognize yourself in these descriptions, when you understand that these are the patterns that precede transformation, you can know change is coming. Your life is about to be different. Now let me ground this in scripture, because these signs are rooted in biblical truth. Throughout scripture, we see these patterns preceding transformation. Genesis 37:3, 9 NKJV, reference throughout the narrative. Joseph's story shows all 8 signs. Joseph became uncomfortable with his family's familiar patterns. He began to think of himself differently through his dreams. He was separated from his family and placed in Egypt. He became clearer about his calling. He was tested severely as a slave and prisoner. He was trained and developed new skills. His perspective shifted as he moved from seeing himself as a victim to seeing God's hand. And there was a sense of expectancy even in prison that something greater was coming. And indeed, Joseph rose to power and saved nations. Luke 1:26-38, NKJV. Now in the 6th month, the angel Gabriel was sent by God to a city of Galilee named Nazareth, to a virgin betrothed to a man named Joseph of the house of David. The virgin's name was Mary. And having come in, the angel said to her, "Rejoice, highly favored one, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women." But when she saw him, she was troubled at his saying, and considered what manner of greeting this was. Then the angel said to her, "Do not be afraid, Mary, for you have found favor with God. And behold, you will conceive in your womb and bring forth a son, and shall call his name Jesus." Mary's life was about to change completely. And look at the signs. She had developed a sense of righteousness and purity. She was being separated from her normal life through this calling. Her perspective was shifting as she understood what God was asking, and she was being tested in her faith as she faced something that seemed impossible. Romans 8:28 NKJV. And we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to his purpose. Paul is promising that everything, including the difficulties, the separations, the tests, all work together for good. This means that the very challenges you're facing right now, the very separations that are happening, the very tests that are stretching you, they are all working together for your good. They are all signs that something better is coming. Psalm 30:5 NKJV. For his anger is but for a moment, his favor is for life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. David is promising that the difficulty is temporary. The tears, the struggles, the challenges, these are the night, but morning is coming, and in the morning joy comes. This is the promise. The difficulty you are in right now is not the final reality. Morning is coming, change is coming. Proverbs 24:3-4 NKJV. Through wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is established. By knowledge the rooms are filled with all precious and pleasant riches. Solomon is talking about the building process. A house isn't built all at once, it's built step by step. Knowledge is accumulated, understanding deepens, and gradually the house is filled with precious things. Your life is being built the same way. The skills you're developing, the understanding you're gaining, the clarity you're receiving, these are building your new life. Isaiah 43:18 19 NKJV. Do not remember the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth, shall you not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. God is saying, I'm doing something new. Don't hold on to the old. Something new is coming. And the new will be so different, so unprecedented, that you will know it when it happens. The wilderness you are in, the dry place, these are being transformed. Rivers are being made in the desert. Hebrews 11:1, NKJV. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith is the assurance of things not yet visible. When you have a sense of expectancy, when you feel something coming, even though you can't see it yet, that's faith. That's the substance of things hoped for. That's the evidence of things not seen. Your sense that change is coming, even though you can't fully see it yet, is faith. And faith is real. Philippians 3:13, 1:4, NKJV. Brethren, I do not count myself to have apprehended, but one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forward to those things which are ahead, I press toward the goal for the prize of the upward call of God in Christ Jesus. Paul is describing the process. You let go of what's behind, you reach forward to what's ahead, you press toward the goal. This is the process of transformation, and Paul is doing it. Paul is showing you that this is how change happens. Now let me speak directly to your heart about what you might be experiencing as you recognize these signs. Many of you are in that uncomfortable middle place. The old is ending, the new hasn't fully arrived yet, and the discomfort is intense. You are looking around and wondering, is it really coming? Or am I fooling myself? And I want to tell you, the discomfort is the sign. If you felt comfortable, you wouldn't be growing. If everything felt normal, nothing would be changing. The fact that you're uncomfortable means something is shifting. The fact that you're unsettled means you're outgrowing your current container. This discomfort is evidence that change is real. Many of you are grieving the losses that are part of this transition. Relationships are ending, jobs are changing, situations are shifting. And even when you know the change is necessary, even when you know it's good, the loss hurts. And I want to tell you, it's okay to grieve. The loss is real, but the loss is making space for something better. What's being removed was serving a purpose, but it was also limiting you. As it's removed, as you grieve, you are being cleared, you're being prepared, and what's coming will be worth what you're releasing. Many of you are being tested in ways that feel overwhelming. The obstacles seem too big, the challenges seem too hard, and you are wondering if you can actually make it through. And I want to tell you, the tests are not a sign that change isn't coming. The tests are a sign that change is coming, and you are being prepared for it. God doesn't test you for the sake of testing. God tests to strengthen you, to make sure you're ready to develop the character that the new season will require. Many of you are developing skills that seem irrelevant to what you think you want. You're learning things that don't seem to connect, and you're questioning, why am I being taught this? And I want to tell you, trust the process. You are being equipped for something. The skill you're developing now, the knowledge you're gaining, the capacity you're building, you're going to need it. It's not random, it's preparation. Many of you are seeing your life differently now. Your perspective is changing, and sometimes the new perspective is uncomfortable. The old way of seeing was easier because it required less of you. And I want to tell you, the new perspective is more true. The new way of seeing is closer to reality. You're waking up, and waking up is sometimes uncomfortable, but it's necessary. And what you see from this new perspective will guide you toward your transformation. Many of you have a sense that something is coming, but you can't prove it. You can't point to concrete evidence. There's just a feeling, a sense, an intuition, and you're wondering if you're crazy for believing in something you can't see. And I want to tell you, that sense is your spirit knowing what your mind hasn't comprehended yet. That intuition is real. That expectancy is not foolishness. That's faith. And faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not yet seen. Let me talk about what happens after these signs, because understanding this helps you navigate the waiting period. After you recognize the signs, after you understand that change is coming, the waiting becomes different. It's not passive waiting anymore. It's active waiting. It's waiting with understanding. It's waiting with faith. During this active waiting, you continue to do your part. You continue to develop the skills you are learning. You continue to be faithful in small things. You continue to show up. You continue to grow. And while you're doing your part, God is doing God's part. God is preparing the circumstances. God is shifting the doors. God is aligning the timing. God is orchestrating the transformation. And then at the right time, everything comes together. The pieces that seem unrelated suddenly connect. The skills you learn suddenly become crucial. The tests that strengthened you suddenly become the foundation for what you're stepping into. And what emerges is not what you expected. It's better, it's bigger, it's more meaningful, it's more aligned with who you actually are than you could have imagined. This is the pattern. Signs, active, waiting, preparation, alignment, transformation. And you're in this pattern right now. The signs you're seeing, the shifts you're noticing, they are not random. They are part of God's design. They are the indication that transformation is coming. Let me give you some practical guidance for this season as you recognize these signs. First, acknowledge the signs. Don't minimize them. Don't dismiss them. Name what you're experiencing. Write them down if it helps. Acknowledge that these are signs of change coming. Second, stay present. Don't skip over this season trying to get to the next one. There's something important happening right now. There's learning happening. There's growth happening. Pay attention, be present. Third, do your part. Continue to develop yourself. Continue to learn. Continue to work on what you can work on. Don't passively wait. Wait actively. Fourth, process the losses. Don't minimize the grief of what's been removed from your life. Grief. Acknowledge what you're losing. And gradually, you'll be able to see what you are gaining. Fifth, trust the tests. When you are facing challenges, when things are hard, remember that this is preparation. You are being made strong for what's coming. Trust the process. Sixth, stay open to the new perspective. Even if it's uncomfortable, even if it requires more of you, stay open. The new way of seeing is more true, is more aligned with reality. It will serve you. Seventh, hold the expectancy. That sense that something is coming, don't dismiss it. Hold it. Let it sustain you. It's real. It's your spirit knowing what your mind is beginning to understand. Eighth, document the journey. Write about the signs you're seeing. Write about the changes you're noticing. Write about the growth that's happening. Later, when you look back, you'll see the whole pattern. You'll understand how the piece is connected. These practices will help you navigate this season with grace and awareness. Let me speak some declarations over you. These are declarations about the transformation that's coming. My life is about to change for the better. I can feel it. I can see the signs, and I trust it. I am becoming uncomfortable with what was comfortable, and this is a sign of growth, not a sign of failure. I am thinking of myself differently. I am beginning to see my potential. I am beginning to believe in myself. I am being separated from what doesn't serve my becoming, and even though it's painful, I trust that it's necessary. I am becoming clearer about what I want. I am becoming more intentional. I am directing my life with purpose. I am being tested, and these tests are preparing me for what's coming. I am strong enough. I am becoming stronger. I am learning new things, developing new skills, being trained in new ways. This is preparation, not random change. I am seeing my life differently now. My perspective is shifting, and the new perspective is more true, more real, more aligned with who I'm becoming. I have a sense of expectancy. Something is coming. I can feel it. I trust it, and I'm ready. My life is about to change for the better. Not someday, soon. The signs are clear. The transformation is near. Let me close with a prayer for you. A prayer for clarity as you recognize these signs, and for faith as you navigate this season. Father, I come before you recognizing the signs in my life. I come with both hope and uncertainty, wondering if the change I sense is real or if I'm imagining it. Help me to recognize the signs clearly. Help me to see them for what they are, evidence that transformation is coming. Help me to understand that the discomfort is growth. Help me to see that the tests are preparation. Help me to grieve what's been removed from my life without losing faith in what's being added. Help me to hold both at the same time. Help me to understand that loss and gain are part of the same process. Help me to stay active in this waiting season. Help me to continue developing myself. Help me to continue learning. Help me to do my part while trusting you to do yours. Help me to trust the sense of expectancy that I'm feeling. Help me to believe in what I can't yet see. Help me to have faith in the transformation that's coming. Most of all, help me to know that I'm not imagining these signs. Help me to know that my life is actually about to change. Help me to have the faith to let go of the old and embrace the new. Thank you for the signs that confirm your movement in my life. Thank you for preparing me. Thank you for the transformation that's coming. Amen. As you move forward from here, I want you to remember this. The signs are real. The transformation is coming. Your life is about to change for the better. Maybe you're experiencing all 8 signs. Maybe you're experiencing some of them. But if you're recognizing yourself in what I've shared, if you're seeing these patterns in your own life, then no, this is not imagination. This is not wishful thinking. This is reality. Change is coming and you are ready for it. The tests have prepared you. The learning has equipped you. The perspective shift has oriented you. And the expectancy in your spirit is confirming what's about to happen. So trust the signs. Trust the process. Trust that your life is about to change. And when the transformation comes, when the new arrives, you look back and see how every step, every test, every separation, every new skill, every perspective shift, they all led you here. They all prepared you. They all made you ready. Your life is about to change for the better. Not eventually, not someday, but soon. The signs are clear. The transformation is coming and it's going to be beautiful.